WNBA SemiFinals. Game 2. Mercury at Lynx, Fever at Aces. The stakes are higher, and the player props are sharper. Let's pull off a sportsbook robbery. Welcome back to SBR. I'm Anthony, an average sports bettor. For the average, sports bettor, here to help you cut through the noise, save time, and make smarter picks. Tonight we've got two big WNBA matchups in Round 2, Game 2. Phoenix Mercury versus Minnesota Lynx, and Indiana Fever versus Las Vegas Aces. I'll break down the games, share my favorite player props, and give you the angles I'm looking at. Let's dive in. First up, Game 2, Phoenix Mercury versus Minnesota Lynx. Target Center, Minneapolis, Minnesota. 7:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Lynx lead 1-0. Spread, Lynx minus 7.5. Moneyline, Lynx minus 325, Mercury plus 270. Total, 159.5. The under is favored. If I had to pick, I lean toward the Lynx and under. The Lynx controlled Game 1, winning 82-69, largely thanks to their stifling second-half defense. They outscored the Mercury by 20 points in the second half, allowing only 22 total second-half points. The Mercury had a strong start, attacking the paint and scoring 42 points inside in the first half. However, Minnesota adjusted defensively and limited Phoenix to only 12 paint points in the second half. The Lynx are an impressive 22-2 at home this season, including playoffs, and they excel at forcing turnovers, ranking second in the league in points scored off turnovers. The Mercury are vulnerable in this area, ranking 7th in points allowed off turnovers. The Mercury enter Game 2 healthy, while the Lynx will be without guard Carrington due to a foot injury. Let's start with Phoenix versus Minnesota. The Lynx lean heavily on Collier, and I'm targeting her across a few props tonight. Collier rebounds over 7.5, solid line. She's been active on the glass. For plus money play, I like Collier, 3-pointers over 1.5 at plus 174 on Fanduel. She's been stretching the floor more, and if she gets a couple clean looks, this can hit. Points line is a little high overall, but I like her to start aggressive. So you could look at Collier, first quarter points over 5.5, minus 125. Remember, first quarter, anything can happen, so bet less. Phoenix shoots a lot, but they're not efficient, and that opens up rebound opportunities across the board. Supporting cast props. Bridget Carlton rebounds over 3.5, minus 115. Alana Smith rebounds over 4.5, minus 110. Courtney Williams rebounds plus assists over 10.5, minus 130. 10 plus would be better, or maybe take 5 boards. Injuries open up some opportunity. Natisha Hiedeman, points over 8.5, minus 130. She's been off the last few games, but with Carrington out, I expect more usage and a bounce-back game. Looking for a plus money bet. Look for 2 threes, but be careful, it's more risky. On the Phoenix side, DeWanna Bonner rebounds over 4.5, minus 154. Reliable on the glass. Sabely rebounds over 5.5, minus 138. Steady rebounding presence. Her points line has been hard to come by. These should work. Sabely, 3-pointers over 1.5, plus 102. Sabely, assists over 2.5, minus 108. Alyssa Thomas, points over line. She should get to her number, aggressive scoring matchup for her. Role player value looks. Sammy Wickham, points over 7.5, plus 100. Been cashing lately, though I'd still lean under 4 rebounds. Kalia Copper, points over 14.5. Solid scorer, but under 4 rebounds is the consistent trend. Let's shift over to Game 2 between the Indiana Fever and the Las Vegas Aces. Game information. Tonight, at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Micheal Loeb Ultra Arena, Las Vegas, Nevada. Betting lines. Spread, Aces minus 9.5, minus 110. Moneyline, Fever plus 350, Aces minus 425. Total, 164.5 points. So Vegas is still heavily favored despite dropping Game 1, but oddsmakers are keeping the total a little lower than what we saw last time. The question is, can Indiana repeat that upset, or will the champs bounce back at home? The Indiana Fever secured a surprising 89-73 victory over the Las Vegas Aces in Game 1. of the WNBA SemiFinals on Sunday, September 21st, 2025. Kelsey Mitchell led the Fever with a playoff career-high 34 points. Here's a quick breakdown of Game 1. Fever offense. The Fever offense was led by Mitchell's career-high 34 points. Sims contributed 17 points, and Natasha Howard and Boston each grabbed 11 rebounds. The Fever shot 49% from the field. Aces struggles. The Aces, despite having home court advantage, had an unimpressive offense in Game 1. Wilson was limited to 16 points on just 6-4-22 shooting from the field. Jackie Young had 19 points, and Evans added 14 points. Key run. The Fever's decisive run came in the third quarter after the Aces cut their lead to 3 points. Indiana responded with an 11-0 run to end the quarter with a 14-point advantage, effectively sealing the game. Wilson struggled with her shooting in Game 1, 6-4-22. In previous matchups against the Fever, Wilson has scored 24 and 29 points. Over her last 3 games, she has averaged 31.7 points while shooting 61% from the field. Wilson also averages 23.4 points per game in the regular season. Young scored 19 points in Game 1. Some analysts have suggested taking the over on Jackie Young's points. Mitchell made 4 of 6 three-pointers in Game 1. Some analysts have suggested taking the over on Kelsey Mitchell's three-pointers. Other props that should work. Starting with Chelsea Gray, points over 9.5, minus 150. She's too good to stay quiet. I expect her to get buckets tonight. Also keep an eye on Jewel Lloyd, 10-plus points. She should hit that number. The Aces need bench points. For Indiana, I like Aaliyah Boston. Assists over 3.5, minus 136. She's been facilitating more and finding open teammates. Also, her rebounds looked good. And then Natasha Howard, points over 9.5, minus 132. She's in a good scoring spot, and you can also look at her rebounds as another angle. That's it for tonight's slate. Drop your props in the comments, like and subscribe, and as always, bet smart, dare to dream big, and let's keep pulling off these sportsbook robberies.